Yeah, and there are new data science platforms that are going to the masses. So you see, companies like TIPCO, like IBM, like information builders, like informatics. I mean, SaaS. I mean, there are a number of companies that want to get more people to use the data. Now, assuming that this is data that's related to the goals and people aren't just playing. There's some good data discovery by playing, but you don't want just play. You want some real results. So assuming they're guided by goals, guided by what rules that we've set up that say that's okay, we can move it away from the ivory tower, particularly if we give them guardrails and help. So these data science platforms are going to make the ability to leverage algorithms in real time, in multi dimensions, to watch it, to turn it, to twist it, to try it. That's happening, and I'm very excited about that, because now you're giving power to the people on the front lines. You're enabling the employees. You're enabling the customers. Because if you don't, and you have a choke point, you're going to end up in the same situation that we are with other things. So let me give you an example of knowledge management. Now, knowledge management, there was some guru that decided that the knowledge was great and decided that new knowledge could only be added to the knowledge taxonomy once it was blessed. Well, what happened to that? Totally failed, right? Well, now that we've got ontologies and we've got data science platforms, now the knowledge ontology can grow. In fact, some companies are scraping knowledge out of manuals. They're scanning in forms, and the knowledge is getting sucked out using NLP and ontologies. And now the knowledge can be used and given to other people on the line. Hey, well, look, and there was a company that I wrote a case study on where they had all kinds of information about pumps, because they were good at building infrastructure, and pumps were a key piece of all infrastructure. You got to pump air, you got to pump sewage, you got to pump water. Pumps are it. They weren't quite pumps or us, but they were giving guidance to people that were designing pump systems and a complete architecture by reading all the manuals, using NLP, categorizing it, and showing the knowledge. So that, and at the end, they brought up videos about particular pumps. And then they started rolling it out to the maintenance people, saying, look, another person that was in this situation, this is what they did. So now you're taking that knowledge, that dark data. Well, it wasn't quite dark, it was known, but it was in a dark corner. It was in the shadows, wasn't important. And now you're making it important. The same thing is going to happen with data science. The gurus that are blessing everything, well, they'll still have their thing, but everybody else is going to be able to get at the data. It becomes democratized and leveraged and used by us dweebs. And I don't mean you that way, I mean me.
Pretty much, because in my own professional experience, I was physicist slash scientist, okay. But when I realized that the United States of America, where I moved right after college graduation, okay, which was a good time in my life, I realized that I can easily transfer everything I know, not particular skill, but kind of the background I have, into becoming an application programmer. SQL, Oracle opened up my life to a completely different level in a way that I remember assembler. I remember IBM 360. I remember interesting, even C coding, okay, C programming, which I've done for a little bit, but it did not excite me. What excited me is new set of tools that actually draw someone like myself, kind of ambitious new professional, into world of database management. Relational databases was coming up at the time, right? So SQL changed my life because I could operate relational database entities and actually having fun with it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm waiting to see how what data scientist platforms, how they're gonna propagate to the new waves of able professionals, and yeah, that will make a big difference.
They're going to enable professionals, and they're going to let companies work out to the edge. So a lot of them are working on things that work on, you know, digital twins or the IoT edge, combining that with algorithms and combining that with data at the edge with freedom levels. Okay, you're at the edge, you have freedom level 0. You just let me know when something happens, okay? And then there's other ones that are going to have freedom levels. Well, you can decide if you don't go beyond these guidelines. And then there'll be other ones that say, hey, go ahead and decide. This is not a critical thing. If you have to get through, go ahead. So you have a very high freedom level. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to enable the technology to get smarter and freer. It's going to enable people to get smarter and freer, freeing up big, fast, and dark data. I believe is going to be the thing that's going to happen over the next 5 years, and these data science platforms will be part of it. And we're going to see data science being embedded in other kinds of digital business platforms, whether they're application oriented. You see Salesforce adding more analytics. You see Microsoft CRM embedding more analytics and more freedom to analyze. We see in some of the process vendors, like, you know, like Pegasystems and Appian. We see it in IBM, you know, with their decision management capabilities. All of this stuff is headed towards supercharging the individual to help the company and to help the customer.
Oh, vive la individual. All right. So yeah, this is great. This is great, Jim. So that's exactly the point I wanted to hit in our discussion today. Very informative for me. So hopefully some value for you, sharing the wisdom. So the summary, right? Because what I understand about dark data, it's opportunities. It's opportunity to grow for companies, and it's threats, right? It's kind of handling the risks and managing threats before something disastrous happens, right? Is this you find as a major kind of motivation or, you know, moving driver for companies to start looking more into dark data?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, companies that are planning oriented are going to jump all over this, and they're going to match it to their opportunities and threats that they've already identified. And really smart companies are going to look for those black swans where it doesn't match, and they're going to say, oops, maybe we better look at this. Reactive companies, they're going to use it a little bit different way. They're going to sense some patterns and say, oops, we need to do something about this, and we better do it fast. Hopefully they've got some guidance while they're doing it fast, but you know, sometimes they'll do it fast and make a mistake and fix it. So there are companies that have very much a do it, try it, fix it approach that believe if you don't make dust, you eat it.
That's a good one. That's a great stopping point. So we're going to pause the conversation until next time. Thank you, Jim, so much for this today. Thank you.
Thank you.